Hi, I'm Jill McBride Baxter, and I've been a sports law attorney for 30 years, and a coach's kid, and a coach's wife. I get up every day to protect people, be an advocate, and their trusted advisor. Let's get after it.
Let's say you have a junior who is interested in leaving early and entering the draft. How does he initiate that process?
Well, first of all, he needs to talk to his coach or athletics department, and they will submit his name to the NFL teams, the 32 teams, and then they will all put a grade on you and tell you where they think or where they project after they watch your film, by the way, because they maybe haven't been paying attention to the juniors, so they got to go back and watch the film, and then they got to project about what pick you're going to be. And I say about because, this is not
it's an inexact science.
It's an exact science, as you know. Sometimes people who get drafted don't make it.
And what is it that a junior needs to consider and when they're trying to decide whether or not it's the right idea for him?
Well, first you got to consider is, what did the scouts tell you? Did the scouts tell you, or the general managers tell your coach that you're going to be a draft pick, and then what round? If you're going to be a 7th round pick, no, I wouldn't go out as a junior. If they tell you you're an undrafted free agent, believe them. That's what you are. Okay? If they tell you you're a 1st round pick, then you're probably somewhere in the 1st round. If they tell you you're a 1st or 2nd round pick, that's what that means. And you could become a 2nd round pick, so don't have an unrealistic expectation. Pay attention, okay? Now, if you're not going to be in the 1st round and the following year you maybe would be, that's what you've got to weigh. See, that's what's so difficult. Well, this year I'm a 4th round pick. Could I be a 1st round pick if I have a little better year next year?
Right.
But if they say you're a 4th round pick right now, you're a 4th round pick. You're not. Doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden become a 1st round pick overnight.
And then the guys who do have this 1st round grade, is there any other kind of information that they need to know going forward? Sure.
I'm concerned. Do you have your degree? Okay. Because eventually, no matter what, football does come to an end, Grace.
Unfortunately.
And it does concern me when somebody is really young and doesn't have their degree and then decides to go out early, because one injury, honestly, can end your career.
Yeah.
Now, the fact is, when you're a 1st round pick, you're going to get a lot of upfront money. So if you're careful with that money,
there's security there.
There's a little bit of security. But the thing you can do is, if you decide to stay for another year, you can talk to your athletics department about the insurance policies that you can get to just, if something did happen and you do decide to stay another year, that you would be covered under that policy. And I think you should be careful that you don't listen to your family members. Don't listen to the media about what they're projecting you to be. Really listen to what the GMs of those 32 teams are saying about your grade, because, they're
the decision makers.
They're the decision makers, and they're comparing you to everybody else in the draft.
Right.
Honestly, your family isn't, and it's nothing against your family, but your family thinks probably you're a 1st round pick because you're their kid, right? I mean, but I get that. I'm a parent, Everybody thinks highly of their children, but we need to be realistic, and you need to listen. And you need to pay attention to people who don't have any sort of bias, or, as my husband says, who's in your team and who's in your pocket. Are they in your pocket? Because, you know what? The agent is eventually going to be in your pocket. We can talk about that later in another video, but...
So trust the scouts, juniors. They know what they're talking about. They're not going to lie about your draft grade.
Yeah, that's right. If you're a future draft pick or a current NFL player who's renegotiating their deal, please give me a call or visit my website at jillmcbridebaxter.com. You can also subscribe to my podcast on iTunes called Representation Without Taxation. I look forward to hearing from you.